What's up, guys? Samoan Fan 101 here, and yeah, I know, about time I made another video. Sorry it's been a while, but, if you saw my TNA Q&A video, I've been, pretty sick. Kinda fucking sucks, doesn't it? Um, Now, here's the thing. Still got water. This is gonna be... Sorry, I kinda spaced out up here for a moment. But it's about time. I finally got to my number 9 of my top 10 favorite video game series of all time. Yes, I know it's been a couple of weeks since I made number 10, which was, I'll just go to number 10. But it's been a while. I just haven't been in the mood to do it due to being sick. And a couple days ago, I got a cut in my leg, which was pretty bad. I could show you, but I do not want to gross you out. So that said, number 9 on my top 10 video game series of all time is Kingdom Hearts. Now, some of you might be probably wondering, wait a minute, Kingdom Hearts? Why that? Why, like, good game series, but why that game series? Well, for me, it's a little bit different than what you may think. It's got to readjust. There we go. First of all, the game. Let's go with the big one of the big factors. The gameplay. Gameplay still is good. It's not like fantastic or anything. And trust me, I've had my frustrating moments playing those games. But yeah, so let's just go back and begin. I remember, I think the first Kingdom Hearts game came out when it was 2002. I was about, excluding December, which is my birthday. I was about 5 years old then, and I didn't have a PS2 then, but I had friends who had PS2s, and we played over on their consoles, sharing games kind of thing. So, I remember, I think I was like a 6 or 7, and I saw Kingdom Hearts for the first time, and I was just like, what the fuck kind of a game is it? Well, I didn't say what the fuck, but I was just saying to myself, what kind of game series is this? And let me just readjust the camera for a quick second. There we go. And, I was just thinking to myself, like, this is not a new kind of game, because, I played other, like, RPG, like, style games where you go around and explore. But this was like one of the first like big one, like a really big one. If there's other big ones, I'm probably missing. Don't mind it, but this was the first big one. And I remember I played Kingdom Hearts. I think the first time I ever played Kingdom Hearts, I was 8, and I played it over at a friend's place. And I had a PS2 a couple years later, and he let me borrow the game, I think. And he let me borrow the game so I could play it and beat it. It took me a fuckload of time to do because, seriously, these games are long. I don't know if any of you guys played these games, they are long. So, yeah, it was just that. And, as far as the game goes, the game was very good. The gameplay was good, albeit frustrating at times. Like the cutscenes and the characters were, I all identified with the main characters, which are original, and even the Disney characters that were in there, because you had a bunch of Disney characters. You had Donald and Goofy, of course, who were like your two sidekick guys. One was like the defense person, the other was the magic person. And you had a multitude of other characters in other worlds, because that was a big part of the gameplay from these games, is that you would go into these other worlds, usually from Disney movies. You would go into there was the Aladdin world, where in several games you would go in the Cave of Wonders. In Lion King, which was only in the second game, and anything having to do with the sequels, it was Pride Rock and everything. And there was just a lot of good, really, really solid good games. Not good games, but good worlds. I'm really my head's really messed up. I must be tired or something, but still, I'll try to keep this good for you guys. Um, and but I think what really added me like to the overall why I chose this game series as a whole was the story. It wasn't because of the gameplay. The gameplay is never perfect in every game ever made. It wasn't because it had a multitude of original characters. You had original characters and a lot of them, but like memorable ones, which were the three main characters and a couple other spin-off characters or some shit like that. But it was really a story. It was the Kingdom Hearts was the first game, but it wasn't the first chronologically because then later we got Birth by Sleep, which was chronologically the first game that happened. Then and when you play all the games, it's like all these events are intertwining into each other. If you remember, fuck what the Saw movies. Remember Saw 3 and 4? How Saw 3 and 4 were going on at the exact same time. Um, and that's basically how it was. And it's like a Saw 3 and 4 mixed in with the Harry Potter movies and how all the movies intertwined with each other. Uh, now, the game series, Kingdom Hearts, of course, very much the same thing. No game was not important. Every game was important. Uh, Birth by Sleep led into the events of why Sora and Riku could wield Kingdom Hearts keys, the Keyblades. I forgot what they were called for a second. Um, that's why, and of course the events between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, which was basically the Chain of Memories game, which was basically remade into Chain of Memories in 3D. Because if you remember, the original Chain of Memories was a 2D like side scrolling type of game with the card system, of course, on the Game Boy Advance, and later was remade to be retrofitted for the PS2. 3D cutscenes and all that shit. And then of course, one of my personal favorites, Kingdom Hearts 358 Days Over 2, which is really more of like a sad story. I think that's why, because we kind of knew what the ending was going to be. At least we could guess, but it was still sad how it all played out. Roxas being Sora's nobody, him having his friendship with Shion and Axel, being part of Organization 13, and then having to fight his two friends in order to basically get to the bottom of it and find out who he really is. That's what the game was really about. It was like who am I? There was of course Birth by Sleep, which was basically like if Kingdom Hearts was chapter 1, then Birth by Sleep was chapter 0. Actually, I think I just realized exactly what it is. It's like Street Fighter. Kingdom Hearts is the RPG version of Street Fighter. And what I mean by that is, let's look at the series. There's Street Fighter's had many multiple like in-game like series. There's Street Fighter 1 games, the Street Fighter 2 games, 3, 4, there's the Alpha series, and then there's 5. And of course there's the 0 and Z, but the EX games don't give a shit. But it's like, if you remember and if you recall, if you look online, the games that take place in order are Street Fighter Alpha or Street Fighter 0. Street Fighter 1 takes place. No. Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 4, Street Fighter 3. I don't know where 5 gets in the mix. But it's basically like that. It's like multiple events are being told out of order but are intertwining all with each other. That's what Kingdom Hearts is. And I played the games. I played all of them. They're all pretty good games. I will say, if any game has been exploited more than any of them, it was Birth by Sleep. Although there were some instances where I thought Dream Drop Distance did get a little out of hand with a couple things. Like if you I think that's the only one of the story is not exactly like it's there's like the basic story, but when you get to the details, it's like all like fucked up. But still, Kingdom Hearts is a game series which has largely been successful on not just its own story and characters, but the characters and stories taken from other movies, other video games. Which is why it's been so successful, because you have a multitude of characters that we all loved and we all grew up with. You have Aladdin, you have Genie, you have the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, you have God, you have other guys. You have of course got the princesses, princesses of heart. Give me a break. You have the underwater world where Little Mermaid takes place. You have Maleficent, who's one of the biggest bad guys of the game series, or if not the biggest, at least most recurring. Fucking hell. You have Pete. Yeah, you know Pete from the Disney World. You know, if you watch the Goofy movie, Pete's fucking Goofy's best friend. Yeah, that asshole. Yeah, he's a recurring bad guy. Not the biggest. He's like a second-hand man to Maleficent, but he's a recurring bad guy. And then of course you have the King Mickey character. You have Minnie, who apparently King Mickey's like the king of his world or whatever the hell, wherever the hell he lives in. God, you have a bunch of other characters, a bunch of the worlds. You have the ship system, which is like the tutorial by Chip and Dale, I think. You have, of course, you have the Hercules era, where depending on what game you're playing, you see Hercules as he is before becoming a hero, and Hercules as he is afterwards. You have a bunch of characters that are so good, and also not just the Disney ones, but the other game series that have collaborated in Kingdom Hearts was Final Fantasy. Look at the amount of Final Fantasy characters in this game. It's mainly from the later games, not so much from the earlier ones. Final Fantasies 1 through 6 gets shafted here. But like Final Fantasy 7 and 8, look at the amount of characters are in there. Leon, who is really Squall Leonhart. You have Cloud Strife. You have Sephiroth, who you can fight as an optional boss in most of the games. At least Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2. Just those two games, really, now that I think about it. You have Tifa, you have Aerith, you have Yuffie, who looks a little older than she does in the original Final Fantasy VII game, which is kind of weird. I guess there's supposed to be something going on between her and Squall. God, what that relationship must look like. Anyways, you have other elements from Final Fantasy. You have if you played Birth by Sleep, Zack Fair is in it, and he wants to be a hero like someone he didn't name, which was Sephiroth. Because remember, if you played Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII on PSP, up until the Nibelheim part, Sephiroth is a good guy, and Zack always looked up to him. But yeah, here he is, just a young kid, just wanting to be a hero. You had a bunch of bosses that were a lot of fun. A little worlds. There was even a world, I think it was in Kingdom Hearts 2, where you actually went back to like you went back in time. And you went to the movie Steamboat Willie, which was the first ever appearance of Mickey Mouse. He's been around since the 1920s, and I think that movie came out in 1926. And God, it's been 90 years already. My time's changed. And you're a black and white character. You fight Pete when he is black and white. Original Pete and the new Pete. Pete's also been around for that long, I think. But the bosses, the Organization 13, I think is one of my favorite stories of Kingdom Hearts. You have fucking Xemnas, being a badass. You have just a bunch of other characters that are so good. I can't name them all. I can't name all the stories, but they're all really, really good, and that's why it's my favorite. Because the story, I just loved it so much. I could go online, I could go on YouTube right now, watch the cutscenes like they were a movie, and I would be totally entertained. I would have my popcorn ready to go, and I would be eating the damn popcorn. They really made you feel for the characters. That's what Kingdom Hearts, I think, ultimately its ultimate goal was not just to make great games, but it was a large story that all had was around surrounding one person in the end, and that's Sora. Now, true, the games have not finished. We're still waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3, whenever that is. But the games by themselves now are still very, very good. I mean, Sora's become a very, very awesome character. Riku's based, to quote Naruto, Riku's become like the Sasuke of the series, where he's a good guy in the beginning, then he becomes the bad guy, and then he's the good guy again. Spoilers for Naruto fans. I'm sorry. um, it was just and the gameplay is good. The music derived a lot from the Disney films, as well as Final Fantasy, and making its own music, and it's got its own really good tracks. So the score is very good. The gameplay is good. The graphics in each game, for the most part, are pretty good, except for maybe 358 Days Over 2. That's probably the only. Then again, that was on a DS, not 3DS, but DS. So it's got a major disadvantage there. But just try to play these games. If you're not into Kingdom Hearts, I can understand, because yes, the game series can be goofy and hokey, but that doesn't always mean it's bad. But if you're not into the goofy hokey parts, there are some serious parts. You want to play a serious game, you look no further than, again, 358 Days Over 2, which is part of why it's my favorite, because it's just so serious. There are silly moments, sure, but it doesn't take itself so far as, say, like it's not the fucking Batman and Robin of the series. Thank God we never got a Batman and Robin of the series, or else the series wouldn't even be on this list. So, and that's why, I just had a lot of fun with these games, especially playing them, watching them, whatever else. I can't wait for Kingdom Hearts 3, if that is indeed the final game of the series, which it should be. Because it's like, we've been waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 for damn near, for probably a decade now, and we're going to have to wait longer in order to get it. But they kept us busy. Oh yeah, they kept us busy. So, that's just why. There's so many things going into it. A great RPG type series. I just wish you could play as other characters other than just Sora. Because I know, and another reason why I love 358 Days Over 2 is that you could play as the other characters in Organization 13. You could play as Xion. You could play as Xemnas. You can play as Saix or Axel or any of the Organization 13 members. Me personally, I think you should play as Cloud the next time you play a Kingdom Hearts game, because who wouldn't want to play as, someone like Cloud or Squall or Sephiroth? That would be fucking awesome. So, with that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, until number 8, later, guys.